These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried.
Charles Barkley bashed WNBA players for the way they treat Caitlin Clark, claiming they cannot have fucked this up any worse. When Caitlin Clark signed up for the WNBA draft this season, little did she realize that the narratives throughout the season would not be based on her game. Instead, it would be about players both current and former divided when acknowledging her impact. But now, with the way she is playing with her Indiana Fever teammates, Charles Barkley has something to say to those naysayers. The NBA Hall of Famer was speaking on the Bill Simmons Podcast. When talking about the narratives running around in the WNBA,
these ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here? And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty jealousness.
Barkley said Charles Barkley in particular was annoyed by the fact that the women he was referring to still haven't let go of their jealousy. Now it is showing up even more as the rookie keeps on racking up records. The Inside the NBA analyst was critical of this jealousy when such narratives flared up in the initial part of the season. But a lot of WNBA players spoke up and criticized Barkley for passing judgments without knowing the true picture. Now, as the season draws to a close, the jealousy is even more apparent. Clark's impact is evident not only in the way she plays, but also in the attention she draws. Barkley feels the Olympic break helped her silence most of the haters, even though some remain. Continuing with their discussion, Barkley and Bill Simmons talked about how the rookie and the Indiana Fever have played better over the year. That's when the Hall of Famer brought up this point. I'll tell you what really good happened to her, not making the Olympic team. Giving her that time off has given her a chance to recharge her batteries. She probably deserved to make the Olympic team on merit. But her getting that time off probably was the best thing to happen to her. The round mound of rebound is happy that she did not go to Paris. Had Caitlin Clark taken that flight, the narrative would have changed differently. He feels the time off from basketball is showing in the way they are playing right now. The Fever are playing with more energy and synergy than most other teams, even becoming giant killers in the process. Charles Barkley knows that this situation would not have developed if the Olympic experience fatigued her. The Indiana Fever have clinched a playoff spot with games in hand. That is a remarkable achievement considering they haven't made it in the past 7 seasons. This break has helped the team and Clark to cement herself as one of the best players. Clark has been on the receiving end of several questionable fouls this year, and the most notable came against the Chicago Sky.
And Caitlin Clark and Diamond with 3 fouls against Caitlin. And they're going to go and look at this one.
On Friday, Chicago Sky player Diamond DeShields sent Clark flying across the floor for a foul that was later upgraded to flagrant 1. After the game, DeShields posted a screenshot of her notifications list on Instagram, which included a string of hate comments from a user. Clark took an infamous illegal hip check from Chicago Sky forward Chennedy Carter on June 1st. Carter then refused to answer questions about the incident at the post-game press conference, but used her social media to repeatedly criticize Clark.
Kind of on the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the Fever
I ain't
score.
answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
Clark took another questionable hit to the head from Sky rookie and longtime college rival Angel Reese on June 16th.
Third in the voting last season. Clark, hammered. 3 Sky players coming over.
The official is pointing to his head here, and I think they're going to look at this.
You ain't got to tell me twice.
Yep.
Shoot more?
Yep. Do you agree that Caitlin should shoot more?
Man, why not? We already know what she's like. Initially, she came into the league to me as a scorer. You average 30 points a game. Yeah, we know about your passing ability. But don't come in here to the WNBA trying to lead the league in assists when we know you led the nation in scoring, one of the best scorers in college basketball history, if not the best in women's basketball. So, yeah, my coach said that's what's got to happen. And I understand that she don't want to step on no toes. You're a rookie. You don't want to upset nobody. And, you know, you're trying to win over your teammates because you're getting so much so early of the recognition. I can feel that. But now that your coach said it, what can your teammates say now? Hey, it's time to start getting these shots up. Hey, y'all, my coach said, hey, not me. She said it. Like, so I agree with her. So let's not play around with that. You know, she needs to just be more aggressive. I mean, you averaged 30 last year. I mean, we know what she does. We know she can pass, we know she can score, but what she does best is put the ball in the basket. So hopefully this is a message that she will take and run with it now that but maybe this is something that the coach should have said in practice a long time ago. You know, I think once the coach kind of verifies it, like Doc will go down the line and be like, look, guys, let's get him the ball. Like, and then once everybody heard that and saw that, there's nothing else nobody can say.
Or you could be like me and say, Give me the damn ball.
All right.
Whichever one.
Once the coach verifies it, it shouldn't be nothing else to argue about. It should nothing else to feel bad about. If she starts taking 15 to 20 shots now, hey, listen, coach just verified you.
Sky coach Teresa Witherspoon even called out Clark publicly to the media, saying, "Nobody talks more crap than Caitlin," to reporters on June 27th. ESPN women's basketball broadcaster Holly Rowe told Fox News Digital last month that the harsh physical reception by Clark is good for the WNBA because it's supposed to be salty. Barkley also called out WNBA personalities on television who have slandered Clark this year. Barkley did not cite anyone by name. However, his comments come amid a whirlwind of controversy currently surrounding WNBA Hall of Famer and current Dallas Wings broadcaster Cheryl Swoopes. Swoopes infamously made questionable statements about the length and statistics of Clark's college career during an appearance on Gil's Arena podcast in February. While discussing the topic of how Clark broke the NCAA's all-time basketball points record in her senior year in 2023, Swoopes suggested Clark played 5 college seasons and took over 40 shots per game. Swoopes was also criticized for a comment that included the phrase 25-year-old playing against 20-year-olds during a discussion about Clark's college success, but Swoopes did not directly implicate Clark being older than her listed age. Swoopes posted screenshots on X of alleged messages with Clark apologizing to the rookie for the false statements, and held an X Spaces on Tuesday to say that the statements were a result of confusion over the COVID-19 pandemic, lengthening the college careers of other athletes. Swoopes was recently absent from her broadcasting duties for Clark's game against the Wings on Sunday. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith said that Swoopes was removed from the broadcast due to her personal feelings toward Clark during a recent episode of The Stephen A. Smith Show. On Wednesday, the Fever will look to move up the playoff standings as they start a 6-game homestand with a game against the Los Angeles Sparks. Their season ends with the Washington Mystics on September 19. During Swoopes' absence from the broadcast booth on Sunday, Clark put up 28 points and 12 assists to lead Indiana to its 4th straight win and 6 in its last 7 games. Clark scored the 595th point of her career, surpassing WNBA legend Tamika Catchings for the most in a single season by a rookie in Fever history. She finished with 617 points as Sunday's game ended. Clark has seemed to break a landmark record in every game she has played in recently. In Friday's game against the Sky, Clark had the first 30-point, 12-assist game in WNBA history while becoming just the 5th player and first rookie to record at least 30 points and 10 assists in a game. On top of that, Clark now has 12 double-doubles, which breaks the WNBA record for most double-doubles by a guard in a single season. Just 3 days before that, Clark set the record for most made three-pointers by a rookie, surpassing the mark initially set by the Atlanta Dream's Rhyne Howard. She was 3 of 12 from downtown and finished with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as Indiana picked up its 15th win. That same night, she also became the first WNBA player to have at least 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 6 consecutive WNBA games. It was her 10th straight game with at least 15 points and 5 rebounds, which put her in the elite club with Diana Taurasi as the players who have hit the mark.
Just obviously now you're used to all the hype and everything like that, but when you go to all these cities, you go to see the stadiums, you see so many people wearing Clark jerseys or shirts and stuff. What's that feel like to you, and kind of just, how's that like?
I think a lot of these cities that we're still going to now is like kind of my second time, so I know what to expect, what the venue's like, but the crowds, like that's never something that gets old or something that you get used to. It's super fun for myself, and every place is still really different and unique in their own way. We're just in Minnesota, and now we're here in Atlanta, and the arenas are different. I felt like the last time we were here, there was like a lot of just basketball fans, a lot of people that really appreciate the game and understand the game and wanted to support the game of basketball, especially women's basketball. So I expect the same, and for myself, like it's really fun getting to see young kids in your jersey or whoever it is, and you're trying to take some time to interact with them.
You're first row right here.
Caitlin, you've hit some recent milestones, and you ended the night with 81 made three-pointers, which trails the Dream's Rhyne Howard, who had 85 in 2022 for most made three-pointers by a rookie. What's your perspective when you hit these milestones and that you could hit another one here tonight in Atlanta against the Dream, against Rhyne Howard?
Yeah, I mean, usually not something you're really aware of until it happens, I guess. And obviously Rhyne had a really good rookie season, and she was somebody I played with when I was in high school, and she was in college on Team USA on our U19 team. So, I know her pretty well and how talented she is. So it's definitely really cool. But I think it just comes with playing the game the right way, especially playing offense the right way. I think our offenses continue to start to flow a little bit more, has opened up some looks for myself along with my teammates. So just continuing to do that, I think is going to be really important for this group.
Caitlin, Coach Size has done a lot to bring the team together. Like I've seen you play baseball and all kind of different initiatives to kind of bring the team together. Have you seen those things translate on the court?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to really translate anything skill-wise, but I think having good relationships with your teammates is super important. I think sometimes that can be hard to do at the pro level. Something that's very kind of easy in college. That's who you're kind of stuck with for 4 years. Obviously things are a little different now with the transfer portal, but I think in the pro level, you don't always have one time to build those relationships. Like you're professionals, you're trying to go about your business and do all the right things. And I think it was a good break for us, obviously the Olympic break, having that time where we had most of our team together and being able to do some fun stuff away from basketball where the environment's loose and it's fun and you kind of get to know your teammates better and their personalities. And, I think maybe it doesn't really need to be on a deep level, but those fun, whether it's, playing baseball or putt-putt or whatever it is, those are fun activities that you get to share with your teammates and be competitive, and I think it definitely helps grow relationships from that standpoint.
Hey, Caitlin, you all haven't played the Dream since late June. What are some of the things that have been different that you've seen from the Dream since that last time?
Yeah, well, I think both teams are very different in the ways that they play. Obviously, the injuries that they had, I think they're starting 2 or 3 different people differently than what we played them in June. So you can go back and watch that film and watch some of what they did, but you try to watch more recently of what they've done. They're really good in transition. They have really good ISO players that are really good one-on-one, so you're gonna have to be able to guard your man. But I think our team defense is gonna be very important. I think we're a step behind versus Minnesota, and that's not something we can do tonight. Is like we really got to pull over in rotations and be there for our teammates because they have some very talented players on this team. But I think they're running some different sets as well too on the offensive end, and being much more intentional in that action. So just preparing for that too.
Caitlin, how do you describe where you are now as opposed to the start of your rookie season? You've had the break, you've had a couple of wins now after the break. How do you feel now as far as the mental and the physical aspects of getting the leadership and your legs and your mind together for this second half run?
I'm just trying to take it game by game. I feel the best I've probably felt all year long from a comfortability standpoint, but also from just how my body feels and understanding the game and everything like that. I still feel like I'm learning every single day, and I still feel like there's just so many areas for me to continue to improve. And I think that's the most exciting part for myself, and I think also for our team. You still find areas where we kind of have a lapse, and that was the case versus Minnesota, where I think Christy broke it down, and in about like 6 minutes of gameplay, we gave up like 30-some points. So it's like those little margins, you can't make those mistakes versus these teams. It really costs you. You can maybe give it up one time where they go on a little run, but you can't give up 2 or 3 runs. It's really hard to recover from that. So I think just continuing to push myself and be a good leader and find my voice too. Obviously that can be hard at times as a rookie and as a point guard, but that's something that's going to be very important for this team down the stretch. And, you know, every single game is going to be very important for us. And, you know, obviously this one's especially important.
Good. Last one on Zoom. Matt, want to go ahead?
Just to kind of follow up on the end of your last response, you know, the Dream are only 2.5 games out behind you guys, so tonight's going to be important for playoff positioning. Has that been a message that you and your teammates have been kind of internalizing in the lead up to tonight?
You know, I don't think it's not a conversation that we've honestly had. I think everybody's aware. It doesn't really need to be spoken. If you know, are following the league, it's very evident of, you know, what it is, and obviously the playoffs are where we want to be, and we know how close that race is going to be. So every single game is important, no matter who you're playing, whether people are, you know, have already clinched their playoff spot, whether they might not even make the playoffs. Every single game is going to be important for us down the stretch, and I think every person in our locker room knows that. But I think we're just trying to go one game at a time. You know, even if you lose game, not all is lost. Obviously, we come into every game with the mentality to win, but you know, this is a very tough league. We understand that and we know that, and I feel like we're playing good basketball right now, so just continuing to try to carry that through this.
If I send you this, just know I'm finna tell on you. That cheeky post from Sydney Colson has everyone talking about A.J. Wilson and NBA star Bam Adebayo, and Chelsea Gray's "I'm weak" just adds more fuel to the fire. A.J. Wilson has been making headlines with her stellar performances in the WNBA, scoring over 40 points in games twice recently. However, it's not just her on-court prowess that's grabbing attention. Rumors about her dating life have been swirling since last month, and her recent appearance in Miami has fueled speculation about a romance with NBA star Bam Adebayo. To add fuel to the fire, Wilson's teammates have now joined the buzz. Recently, A.J. Wilson was spotted at a Miami event celebrating Bam Adebayo, who was honored with the key to Miami-Dade County. As Adebayo exchanged jerseys with the mayor on stage, Wilson was seen sitting in the audience with his family. The moment didn't go unnoticed among her Aces teammates as Sydney Colson shared a snapshot from the ceremony on X, cheekily captioning it, "If I send you this, just know I'm finna tell on you." Did A.J. Wilson just confirm the biggest WNBA dating rumor? The drama didn't stop there, as once Colson's tweet drew attention, another Aces player couldn't resist joining in on the fun. Chelsea Gray, who not only teammates with Wilson on the Aces, but also played alongside her for Team USA in Paris, jumped in with a playful comment. "I'm weak," Gray wrote, adding her own touch of humor to the growing buzz. While Aces teammates were later to chime in, earlier Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava didn't miss a chance to highlight the rumored couple. During the ceremony honoring Adebayo, Cava mentioned, "Yeah, A.J. Wilson, and she won gold in women's basketball. I guess that's got something to do with Bam and the Heat, right? Being here today." The camera then zoomed in on Wilson, who responded with a laugh and a playful shrug. However, this is not the first time Wilson and Adebayo have been into gossip. The excitement surrounding A.J. Wilson and Bam Adebayo only intensifies with each public appearance. Their evident chemistry, combined with playful interactions and comments from Aces players, hints at a relationship beyond mere friendship, keeping fans and media on their toes. While Wilson's primary focus remains on securing a three-peat with the Las Vegas Aces, she still finds time for her rumored boyfriend. Stay tuned for more such updates. And join us for the exciting second episode of The Dual Threat Show. Our host, BG12, sits down with Georgia Bulldogs star and Mountain West All-Freshman Team selection, Asia Avenger. "If I get fined, I am terribly sorry," Aja Wilson blasts. WNBA referees mid-game as Dawn Staley backs Aces star. When the Las Vegas Aces took the court against the Chicago Sky on Sunday, they must have had revenge on their mind as they lost to the same opponents just before the Olympic break. However, the Aces had a bumpy start to their game as they found themselves trailing with few minutes left in the second quarter. Despite this rough patch, A'ja Wilson shined brightly but also voiced her frustration with the game's officiating, adding another layer to the intense matchup. Wilson, who already bagged 14 points by the end of the second quarter, was completely disappointed by the referees. "I think you're trying to intimidate me, like I don't have the voice," said Wilson. Further, she added, "If I get fined for this, I am terribly sorry, but it's ridiculous. We have been going through this all season." And quite soon, the Aces player's disappointment was backed by one of her close associates and former head coach, Dawn Staley. Staley took to her X and shared a snap of the referee from the game. "You, Tim, what you talking about? Look forward to seeing you soon, I think," wrote Staley. However, the officiating issues might be true. Staley's support was obvious, considering she never missed backing her former player. Nevertheless, despite the fury caused by the referees' decisions, Wilson also accepted that her team needed to level up. "So yes, we are messing up defensively and it's like we're not engaged and we need to get engaged," stated the Aces forward. Well, the Aces have gained a 2-point lead by the end of the second quarter. It will be interesting to see how the game proceeds. But it's not the first time that there have been fingers raised towards officiating. In fact, it happened in the same matchup last month as well. Officiating errors in the last matchup between the Las Vegas Aces and Chicago Sky. Before the Olympic break, the Las Vegas Aces faced off against the Chicago Sky at Michelob Ultra Arena. Despite their efforts, the Aces fell short, losing 93-85. The game, however, became notable for the controversy surrounding its officiating as an analyst expressed his disappointment post the game. Amidst a flurry of dubious calls and growing frustration from fans, WNBA analyst Nikias Duncan took to social media to address the contentious officiating. "Safe to say that nobody is happy with the refs tonight, Lowell," wrote Duncan on his X account. The referees seem to overlook crucial calls on both ends of the court, leaving fans and players alike feeling let down. Currently, the Aces find themselves on 5th seed, and despite the frustrating start and contentious officiating, their second-half performance and Wilson's leadership remain pivotal. With the season's stakes high, they'll need to address both defensive lapses and refereeing issues to advance. Fever's Caitlin Clark breaks WNBA rookie record for assists. Add yet another milestone to Caitlin Clark's record-breaking 2024. Her latest coming Sunday in the Indiana Fever's 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm as she broke the WNBA single-season rookie mark for assists. Clark, who leads the WNBA in assists at 8.3 per game, had 9 Sunday to reach 232, passing Ticha Penicheiro's previous rookie record of 224 set in 1998. Penicheiro was the number 2 pick that year for the Sacramento Monarchs, who are no longer in the WNBA. She helped lead the Monarchs to the 2005 League Championship and finished her career with 20,600 assists, third most in WNBA history. Clark was 4 years from being born when Penicheiro came into the WNBA and was 10 years old when Penicheiro retired. But Clark said the two connected during her college career at Iowa, and she knows enough to accurately describe Penicheiro, who is regarded as one of the most creative and exciting passers in women's basketball history. "If you watch her highlights, she was definitely a better passer than me," Clark said. "She had way more flair to her game. She would spin around and make these crazy passes. I kinda just run in transition and chuck it up there and hope for the best."
So Caitlin, we saw you were at the game last night in the suite. Is that the same suite you were in for the swimming trials, or are you just going suite by suite?
I think I might be going suite by suite. It was weird. It felt so different being in there for the swimming trials than this, obviously. It's just the way they had it separated and had a whole pool in there is kind of hard to comprehend. But obviously my first Colts game, and even though it wasn't really a real game, it was still a lot of fun. My dad was the one that wanted to go, so he's a big football fan, so he was enjoying it, and it was fun for me too. And you know, getting to do stuff outside of basketball and take your mind away from it is really fun for myself. So hopefully there'll be a few more where I can go to that are, you know, the real deal. But the fans were pretty excited too.
In fact, Clark's passing is one of her top attributes. Along with scoring a Division I men's and women's record 3,951 points at Iowa, Clark had 1,144 assists, third in NCAA Division I women's history. She topped Penero's WNBA rookie record in her 28th WNBA game. Penero set her mark in 30 games. With the expansion of the WNBA regular season to 40 games, Clark still has 12 games remaining to add to her assist total. The overall WNBA single-season assist record is 316, set last year in 40 games by the Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas. Clark, at her current pace, could eclipse that in 11 more games. Thomas currently is second in the league in assists with 202 through 26 games. If you'd told me I was going to lead the league in assists coming in here in my rookie season, I probably would have told you that you were lying, said Clark, who also had 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks Sunday. But I take a lot of pride in that. I want to set my teammates up first and foremost, because that's going to help you have the most successful team. I'm always looking for my teammates in transition. That's where I tend to thrive the most. Indiana, 7th in the WNBA standings, is now 13-15, matching last season's win total. The Fever haven't finished with a winning record since 2015, when they went 20-14 and made the WNBA Finals. They haven't made the playoffs since 2016, when they were 17-17. I think we just have a really balanced attack, said Fever guard Lexi Hull, who had a career-high 22 points and was 6 of 7 from three-point range Sunday. It's just really fun to watch when you have Caitlin running in transition. The ball can go anywhere. Anyone can knock it down. Our offense is just so fluid. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both dominated in college basketball. Now the pair keep making history in the WNBA. On Sunday, Clark led the Indiana Fever to a 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm and broke another league record in the process.
I'm just curious how that one felt and how you felt walking off the floor and seeing some people that are close to you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to get a win in front of anyone is great. To get a win in front of my grandma, who came all the way from Spokane, and my sister.
Shout out Cheryl.
Go Grandma Cheryl. And my sister came from Austin. It's amazing. And to have them courtside was super cool too. So really good feeling tonight.
Caitlin, we saw you tweeted that you're a Lexi Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance?
Twitter really quick to tweet that, or X. So my account will solely be about Lexi if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio to Lexi Hull fan page. So, yeah.
Lexi, what does that feel like when you're making shots and it's because of not only you, but just the ball movement overall with the team?
Yeah, I mean, we had just really good ball movement, found the open person, got to our open spots, and knocked down shots. I think the fourth quarter, I don't know what our field goal percentage was, but felt like we were crashing and the ball just kept going in. So, I mean, we feed off of that, feed off of each other, and it was just a fun end of that game.
And then, Caitlin, for you, when you're seeing your teammates have success as well, what does that do for you when you know, okay, I don't have to do everything, they can knock down some shots as well?
It's so fun. We move the ball like that and have our feet ready to knock down shots were really hard to beat. I also thought AB was incredible. 15 rebounds, 9 points, 8 assists. Nneka is really good, Ezzy's really good. That's a tough matchup, and she really moved the ball well. I think out of the pick and roll, especially there in the fourth quarter, that's why we got so many threes on the weak side, is because AB was able to get the ball out of the ball screen. And Lexi knocked down a few, Kels knocked down a few, Dee made one, so I thought she was really good for us as well.
Caitlin, you mentioned pregame that after big wins against Liberty, against the Lynx, you kind of had letdown games.
Mm-hmm.
Just what does it mean to get 2 big wins in a row?
Yeah, I think it's huge for our group. It's just one at a time. I thought we've done a really good job of that over these first 2 games. And honestly, we came into halftime really confident. We were either up 1 or down 1, whatever it was. We felt like it was kind of a sluggish game. We played pretty good defense. Our offense was a little bit stagnant, but once we got going there in the third and fourth quarters, with the defense that we were already playing, it was, I thought we were in a pretty good position to win.
Obviously, you were fiery. There's a lot going on. Can you describe what's going on in your brain at that moment?
And too much.
But also, I think people love that about you, as long as you don't either break your hand or get they're technical. Can you describe what you're thinking and going through there? Thanks.
Well, I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the 3 and then I went and hit the backboard. And he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So, I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said, damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So, but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that. So I want to thank him for that. But overall, I thought once we got to that media timeout around 5 minutes in the third quarter, I thought we all kind of just took a breath. It was a little chaos there for 2.5 minutes, and I think I could have done a better job of kind of regaining my cool, but that's like the fire and passion that just gets me going. It's just finding a way to channel that and use that, and I thought I did a really good job of that at the end of the third and the fourth quarter.
Second row on the right, and then over to Lou on the left.
Caitlin, you mentioned kind of the sluggish first half. What to say about the growth of this team that you're able to come out and have the fourth quarter that you did today?
Yeah, well, we felt like we were getting good looks and good shots. We felt like we could have just played with a little bit of a faster tempo. Like, we're really good in transition. But even in the half court, like, we were just kind of moving a step slow. Like, we wanted a little more energy in the ball. And I think once we got that in the second half, their rotations, once they got tired, just weren't as good. And then we were able to get, not as many contested shots, and we were able to knock them down. And I don't know what we shot there in the fourth quarter, but it felt like we made just about every shot.
Lou, go ahead.
Lexi, are you going to get those relative season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the
our
Fever
salaries,
gets working on this.
It's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that for sure.
We need people to help.
Also send a message to other teams if they watch the game tape that, hey, I can shoot this.
Yeah, I mean, we're hard to guard when everyone's making their shots, so it's just exciting to kind of get into a rhythm as a group. And yeah, we're excited just to take each game as it comes, but keep moving forward, keep building on this one.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Caitlin, obviously an eventful game with the tech, and then Lexi going off, Kelsey and Aaliyah going off as well. How much does that add, if at all, just to the milestone of getting the rookie assist record?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really fun game. Like, these fans have just been crazy and so into it, and I feel like, especially with how we started the season, like, I feel like they definitely deserve it, and I think they're starting to see how potential this team has when we play the way we're supposed to. And honestly, I felt like we put together 4 really good quarters. Like, yeah, the first and the second were a little sluggish, but we weren't bad. They were just playing good defense, and we weren't making open looks that we usually make, but we just continued to chip away until they did, and we took pretty good care of the ball after starting a little slow in that area. But yeah, I mean, the assist record is cool too. Obviously, Teacha is somebody that's been very supportive of myself even since I was in college, and if you watch her highlights, like, she was definitely a better passer than me. She has way more flair to her. She had way more flair to her game in the way she passed the ball. Like, she would spin around and make these crazy passes. I kind of just run in transition and chuck it up there and hope for the best. That's all I do.
James.
Lexi, when you're working towards something, you have a breakthrough moment like this, what does that feel like, and how did you, I guess, kind of just stay confident to kind of seize this moment?
I think just, trusting myself, trusting the work I put in, getting extra shots every day, waiting for those open ones in the game to knock them down. I think just, trusting the process. It's been some tough games, not making those open ones, but just got to keep shooting, trust the work that I put in.
Lexi, that was 13 wins for you guys, which matches the total of this team from last year. How much better do you feel like this team is than last year? You still have 12 games to go, and where do you feel the progress maybe the most from last year to this year?
I think we just have, a really balanced attack. And everyone's really bought in. I think, it's just a lot. It's really fun to watch. Really fun to watch when you have Caitlin running in transition. The ball can go anywhere. Anyone can knock it down. I mean, our offense is so fluid, and that's so fun to play. Fast paced, and it's fun to score a lot of points. So I think that's something that we've definitely improved on this year.
Got the last one on Zoom. Mike Vopel, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Caitlin. I know we've asked you a lot about records in 2024, but what does it mean to have the scoring record you have in college, but then also get this assist record? You've talked a lot about what it means to have both of those aspects of your game, but in this year, what does it mean?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if you would have told me I would lead the league in assists coming in here in my rookie season, I probably would have told you were lying. But I take a lot of pride in that. Like, I want to set my teammates up first and foremost, because I think that's going to help you have the most successful team. Whether that's in the pick and roll, that's probably where I'm most successful with that, and I'm lucky enough to play with AB and Liz, and who are really good in that action. And then I think our shooting has gotten a lot better, especially to start these 2 games of the second half. So, I'm always looking for my teammates in transition. That's kind of where I thrive the most. And sometimes I overpass it a little bit, and there's always going to be the turnover side of it, just with how fast I play the game and how much the ball is in my hands. But they'll continue to learn and continue to get better at that. But I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to grow. So that's what I'm most excited about.
In addition to scoring 23 points, the 22-year-old also recorded her 225th assist, which saw her pass Teacha Penechero's record for the most assists by a rookie in WNBA history. which was set in 1998. To pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful. She's been such a legend in our game. It's super cool, but hopefully there are a lot more of those, Clark, who leads the league with 8.3 assists per game, said after the game.
I feel like every time we watch you play basketball, you're breaking another record. Today, it was the season record of assists for Tisha Penero. What does it mean to you to pass a legend like that?
Well, Tisha's been a big fan of mine ever since I was in college, and somebody that has always been right there to congratulate me or just be somebody that's offered advice. So to pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful that she's been such a legend in our game. But it's super cool, but hopefully there's a lot more of those.
The historic moment came in the second quarter of the game and was welcomed by Penero in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. Records are meant to be broken. It shows growth and evolution. Can't think of a better player to break it.
Hey Caitlin, Tisha here. Congratulations. A record that stood since 1998, and you come here and you break it. Super proud of you. I know the work that you put in. A lot of people always talked about your shooting. I was always mesmerized about your passing, your court vision, and how you make your teammates better. So this record is in great hands, and continue to do what you do. Continue to elevate your game and the women's game and the WNBA. Congratulations, super proud of you.
While the Fever posted a video of the former WNBA star congratulating Clark, who finished the game with 9 assists and 232 total on the season. The record is the latest of a string of achievements from Clark's first WNBA season, where she has already become the first rookie in league history to record a triple-double, and marked another milestone by dishing out 19 assists in a single game. But just like in college, Clark's brilliant performances are being matched by her rival Reese. Also on Sunday, the Chicago Sky rookie racked up 19 points and 20 rebounds in an 86-68 loss to the Phoenix Mercury, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to record 20 double-doubles in a single season. Reese, who leads the league in rebounding with 12.3 per game, has reached the total after just 27 games and is now just 2 double-doubles shy of matching Tina Charles' record for most double-doubles in a rookie season, set in 2010 according to ESPN. Earlier this season, the rookie had broken the record for most consecutive double-doubles in WNBA history. With the WNBA now back in full swing after the Olympic break, both Clark and Reese will hope to lead their respective teams into the postseason. Clark's Fever will face the Minnesota Lynx in its next game, while Reese's Sky will play the Connecticut Sun. It seems that the more the superstar rookies play, the more records will fall this season.